Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. You are joining me in Lincoln City, Oregon. I don't know why sometimes I always have to think about that. I always second guess where I am right before I say it, but we are for sure in Lincoln City, Oregon. It's absolutely lovely. The weather's just perfect. It couldn't be any better. Beautiful sunrise. Where's my brain? Beautiful sunset behind me. My lovely pup chai. And I cannot wait for our yin practice today. So for today's yin, we are going to be focusing a lot for when we have to do a lot of standing. So after a long day of standing, these are some great things that you can do for your body, your legs, your ankles, your feet. Lots and lots of love here for us. As always with our yin practice, we want to have a couple blocks nearby, as well as potentially a rolled up towel, a pillow, anything that will give you support. You can never have too much support in our yin practice, because we want to remember when we get into a pose, we are not looking to rush to the very edge of the pose. We don't want to lead this practice with our egos. We want to back off. So we want to start off nice and slow, much like getting into the ocean, getting a little bit deeper as time goes on. When we are ready, we're going to get started in a kneeling position. Now we have a lot of options here. As we come to this kneeling position, I'm going to start with the tops of my feet pressing into the mat. Here we can begin knees at hip distance, grounding down into the legs. Option to take a little lower, where you lower the hips down towards the heels. Now if we get here and this is just a lot for the body, maybe too much from behind the knees, you can add a rolled up blanket directly behind the knees, builds a little bit of space, so that way there's not so much compression. If this is just a lot for the ankles, the feet, whatever it is, sometimes even just to begin, I am going to start with this block under my glutes, resting onto my heels. Now we do this so that way we have the pressure down onto the ankles. We're stretching the front of those ankles, actually doing a lot for the Achilles heel here as well. Having that support, take as much or as little as you need. Sometimes 2 blocks stacked is nice. As we come into our center, we're just going to start to slow down the mind. Place the palms onto the tops of the thighs, draw the shoulders down and back, start to move around the brow, wiggle out the jaw, rock the head from side to side. Just begin to check in with yourself, maybe sigh some things away, rock the shoulders forward and backward. Little micro movements, opening up the side body and the ribs, as much or as little of these wiggles as you would like. If the hands and wrists are feeling tight, we can roll out the wrists, wiggle through the fingers, reach the arms up overhead when you're ready, like you just woke up. And then slowly bring those palms back down to the tops of the thighs, shoulders drop, tucking the chin, lengthen from behind the ears, shoulders stacked with the hips, close the eyes, just breathe. Noticing how full of a breath we have taken today. Noticing if we have emptied the lungs completely. Starting to take every inhale just a little deeper. Naturally, those exhales become a little slower. Slowing down each breath. Slowing down the mind. The slower we go, the more we can calm the nervous system. Let the body, the energy, every cell of our being, let it know it's okay. That in this moment we can find peace, to allow yourself to release. Today we give ourselves the gift of letting go. Letting those shoulders, arms, elbows get a little heavier. Keep taking each breath in just a little deeper. Seeing how slow we can take the breath, keeping the mind off of the sensation of the body. Not with distraction, but with focus. So as the ankles and feet start to talk to us, holding this pose or any pose of our yin practice, this is the time to focus back on the breath. using each breath intentionally. The inhalations nourish these parts of the body. And the exhalation releases us from the sensation or labeling it good or bad. Letting us come into this moment, into this time, this space, this body. Staying with your breath. Starting to let the body get a little heavier, keeping the bones stacked. Take 3 more gentle breaths into these ankles and feet. Thank these ankles and feet. Thinking of every step you took today since you've gotten up out of bed. Every step you've taken this week, this month, this year. Every step we've taken in our lives with these ankles and feet. They deserve a lot of appreciation. Arguably some of the hardest working things of the body. One more big inhale here. On the exhale, sigh it out. Slowly lift the hips. As we lift up, we're going to tuck the toes under. Tucking the toes under nice and tight, trying to keep the heels in line with the knees, not bowing out nor in. Option to keep the hips lifted, option to sit back onto the heels. You're welcome to bring a block under the glutes for support. You're welcome to have a towel behind those knees once again. Again, if sitting is too much, stay standing, knees, hips stacked over knees. Tucking those toes under, drawing the shoulders down and back. Bones are stacked, body soft. Close the eyes. Just breathe here. It's okay if it's intense. Allow that intensity to be the warmth, the appreciation, and the nourishment for the feet. Stay with your slow breathing. Notice as the mind races, as the logical mind, the ego, the sensation, the physical body and the breath body begin to argue. The mind begins to wander. We take our focus off of the breath and we bring our focus onto the physical sensation. Just allow it. 3 more breaths here. It's okay, I promise. Cleanse yourself of the worry and the stress that you attach to physical sensation. One more breath here. Inhale to the top. Sigh it out. Lifting the hips. Untucking the toes. We're going to shift over, coming into an easy seat. Option to sit onto that block, coming into that cross-legged position. Just for a few moments, tuck those feet in nice and close. Give the feet a little rub. Just acknowledge and appreciate the ankles and the feet. Feeling that new blood flow rub into the Achilles heel and the ankles. Eventually grounding down in this seat, offer support under the knees if they are feeling lifted or unsafe. Ground down into the legs. I can literally mean press those legs into the ground. As you notice the tilt of the pelvis, rotating the pelvis forward, shine the belly forward, draw the shoulders back, tuck the chin, palms face down on the knees. Breathe. Those slow, steady breaths. Allowing the body to graciously sit here to meditation. Let the eyes get heavy. Come back to your slowest breath possible. Remembering that listening to your body is so valuable. Some days we do crave this exact stillness, this settled in feeling. Other days we may want to rock forward and backwards, side to side, finding the slowest circles you can. Movement or stillness, I want you to be here however feels best for you. For me today, I'll find some half circles and then settle into stillness, but stay with your slow breath. Stay with your body and the sound of the waves. Ask those inhales to nourish and the exhales to soften the body. Using this time to tune in deeper, becoming more aware of yourself. Give yourself 3 more slow breaths. The very bottom of that breath, send both legs long and wide as you would like to take them. Noticing if the hamstrings are tight, offer support under the knees, under the calves or thighs. Soften the bend. Option to have that block under the glutes, allowing the pelvis to rotate forward. Opening the front side body, draw the shoulders down and back, tuck the elbows in, flip the palms up. 2 slow breaths. On the very bottom of that breath, inhale, sweep the arms wide, reach up to the sky, take the gaze up with it. And on the exhale, slowly bring the arms down in front of you and allow the hands to support you as you lead with the heart and slowly surrender. We have many, many options here. Hands can stay shoulder distance, palms down, supporting the body. As you press the heart forward, draw the shoulders back, keep the spine long at first. You can stay here, rock from side to side as you slowly ease down a little lower. Option to have blocks under the forearms. You could stack the fist, rest the third eye. If that all just kind of feels far away, or if this puts a lot of extra pressure on the lower back, bring a block, blankets, pillows, whatever it is, directly under this lower belly. So as close as you can up here. If you bring in support for the lower belly, then surrender. This will allow the lower back to have extra support. Only bending as far as feels good, not taking it more than what feels right or what you need. 3 big breaths, sigh them out, and then we settle. Rest, relax, and release. Bringing in 3 more of your slowest breaths. Letting each breath roll through the body like an ocean's wave. The very bottom of that final breath, bring the fingertips to the mat. Let the inhalation roll you up as slowly as you can. As if we took just as long to get out of each pose as we spent in it. Allow the head to come up last. Draw the shoulders down and back. Tuck the elbows in. Flip the palms up. 3 slow breaths. In your own time, we bend into the right knee. We're going to pull the left foot in, not touching the inner thigh like we do sometimes. We're going to keep this heel directly in line with the center of the pelvis. Noticing the body here, if we tend to lean over towards the bent knee, offer a block, pillow, rolled up towel under this right knee. Bringing in plenty of support so we can still remain centered. Flexing into the right foot, grounding down into the pinky edge of the foot. Keep that left leg long, out wide as feels good for us. Coming to a place where you can ground down in both of the legs. Keep the right foot flexed. This will continue to protect the knee. So reach the hands out down by the sides, reach the hands back like you're trying to touch the tops of the hands together. Inhale, look up. And the exhale, reach forward as far as you can, as far forward, and then surrender down. Palms can face up as a sign of surrender. Let the head hang heavy if it feels good. Breathing deep into the body, honoring the piriformis, the glutes, the hamstrings, the IT band, the ankle. This gets a lot here. Opening up the side body, thanking the leg, thanking these hips, thanking these feet. Sigh it away when you need to release. Thanking the body every moment you are here. Bringing in 3 more deep breaths. The very bottom of that breath, move in slow motion, rolling up just one vertebrae at a time. All the way up, head comes up last, shoulders stacked with the hips, draw the shoulders down and back, tuck the elbows in, flip the palms up. 3 of your slowest breaths. When your body and energy feels settled, take your time and switch the legs. Offer extra support again under the glutes if you need. Please do not rush to get here. Sending that right leg long, bending into the left knee. Assess the support you need under the glutes. I highly recommend a block under the left knee. Especially because we are not bringing that foot to touch the inner thigh. We want that left foot flexed so the toes are pulling towards the shins. That left foot, that left heel in line with the center of the pelvis. Grounding down in the legs here. Check on the right hamstring. See if we want support under that right hamstring. Grounding down into the legs, reaching the hands down to the side, reaching the hands back behind you. Inhale to look up, press the heart forward. On the exhale, reach forward, reach as far as you can, then surrender down. Palms face up as a sign of surrender. Offer the palms down and the shoulders down, supporting the body if this feels like a lot. Back off or take more whenever you need. Trust that what you think you need is what you know. Your body knows your breath is here for you. Let the head hang heavy. Sigh it out. Hearing the body when it speaks to you. Not meeting it with judgment, defensiveness. Not meeting it with resentment. But finding the place where you can honor and trust, love, and appreciate this vessel. As we just breathe. bringing in 3 more of your slowest breaths. As the fingertips reach the mat, slowly assist yourself up 1 centimeter at a time. Being mindful to stack the shoulders with the hips. Slowly bring the head up. Draw the shoulders down and back. Tuck the elbows in. Flip the palms up. 3 breaths. Let that energetic body catch up with you. Starting to feel your resonance, your awareness. Find and trust your calm. In your own time, remove the blocks, keep them within reach. We're going to come on to a tabletop. Guiding the hands below the shoulders, knees under hips, tuck the toes under, rock the body back and forth. Thanking the legs, thanking the hips, thanking the glutes. Keep the fingers spread wide. Lots of love for the hands and palms. Coming back into center. Extend the right leg long. Keep the ball mount to the foot pressed into the mat. Rock back and forth. Flushing that stagnant energy in the ankle and the foot. Bringing that right knee back in line with the hips and the left leg long, ball mount to the foot, pressing into the mat, rocking it back and forth. The left knee returns back below the hips. Inhale, cow. Drop the belly, drop the shoulder blades to squeeze in together. Take the chin up to the sky. Hold the pose, not the breath. Keep breathing here as you try to reach the top of the head to the tailbone. One more. Inhale, look up into the third eye. Then the exhale, round the spine, pull the ribs and the spine up to the sky, tuck the tailbone, pull the chin into the chest. Try to pull the top of the head in to meet the knees. Breathe. Pulling those shoulder blades apart, keep the breath. Bottom of that breath, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Stay in cat this time. Inhale, cat. Breathe into the ribs. Exhale, cow. Drop it all. Coming back into a neutral spine. Coming into a child's pose, option to take the knees out wide and the big toes to touch. Option to keep the knees in close towards one another. All depends on how your lower back feels. If the lower back is feeling tight, keep the knees together as you press the glutes back towards the heels, lowering down. Option to take the forearms to the mat, stack the third eye. If you have a belly, if your lower back is not necessarily your point of contention, take the knees out wide, make space for the belly. Then lower down, option to have the arms reach up to the top of the mat. You can rest the third eye onto the mat, option the ears onto the mat. Ooh, that's my favorite. On the forearms, bring a block under the third eye. There's no wrong way to be here. Finding your breath, resting the belly, drop the shoulders. Just breathe here. Bringing in 3 more slow breaths. Getting everything you need from this posture. Letting go of what you found to no longer be serving you. Taking your time, extend the legs long and send the body forward. Stacking the hands, resting the third eye on the back of the hands or on a block, yogi's choice. As we surrender the body here, breathing. Bend into both legs, bring the soles of the feet to face the sky. Roll out the ankles. Big intentional circles with these ankles. Wiggle around the toes. Take 3 breaths to thank these feet. Thanking each bone in the foot, every tendon, all the muscles, the toes, the toenails, the different parts of the feet, the top of the foot, the pinky edge, the soles of the feet, the heels, the Achilles heel, the inner ankle, the outer ankle, the fronts of the ankle. Really being amazed with these feet. As you then lightly flex into both feet, pull the toes towards the shins. As we windshield wide for the legs, let them fall from one side to the other. Releasing the lumbar, soften the sacrum. Getting into and appreciating the hips. Find hang times, the legs fall from one side to the other. 3 more breaths. Feet come back into center. Point the toes up towards the sky and then spread the toes. Lengthening the front side of the ankles. One more inhale. Spread those toes. And exhale, slowly lower the feet down onto the mat and just feel your breath. Notice the rise and the fall of the belly. Let the ankles flop out. One more big breath here. As we then bend into both knees one more time, let the feet float up towards the sky and flop the feet from side to side by wiggling the shins from side to side. Wiggle the legs, not windshield wipering, but flopping the feet around, letting them loosely pivot on the joint. Letting go of any residual tension. We'll then make our way onto our back, scooting over to one edge of our mat and rolling on to the spine. Having the body low. Taking a moment just to be here flat on the back, hands onto the belly, draw the shoulders down the spine. Breathe. Coming back to the rise and the fall of the belly. Reaching the hands down to the sides, near the glutes, walk the feet up close to the glutes. As you then pin the hands under the glutes, the wrists under the glutes, reach them, inch those fingertips down a little closer to the feet. Walking those feet in close to the glutes, feet come into touch, butterfly those knees out, breathe. Offer support on the outsides of the knees if you need. We pin the hands and wrists, one, to massage the hands and wrists, allow that pressure to welcome in blood flow. And we also do this to then keep the shoulders resting down, continuing to pull down. As we inhale to make the neck as long as we can. Exhale, take the gaze to the right if it feels good in your body. Take the right ear to the mat, open that side of the neck. And as we stay here in this posture, in your own time, find center and look to the left. Switch this as many times as feels good. Now, if this is just too much for the neck, keep the head and gaze neutral. There's no wrong way to be here. Just breathe. Bringing in 3 more slow breaths. Time. Remove the hands from under the glutes. Let those hands bring the knees back in together. Heel toe the feet out wide to the edges of the mat. Let the knees fall into touch, into center. Counterbalance the posture. Roll out the wrists. Wiggle through the fingers. You then slowly extend the legs long out to the corners of the mat. Cactus the arms, reach them up overhead, out to the sides, whatever feels good. As we ease into our final Shavasana. We ease into our final resting pose with 3 cleansing breaths. Let yourself release anything else you may be holding on to. With a final audible exhale, ask this stillness to be medicine, to heal, to calm, to release and find peace. Slowly begin to find a deeper inhale. Breathing life and energy back into the body. Move the fingers, the toes, roll out the wrists and ankles. Reach the arms up overhead. Find a new morning style stretch. As you roll on to your right side in a supported fetal position. Feeling your body. Feeling what has changed in your energy. Knowing that you can return to this place at any time. Thanking your lungs for each breath, your body for each movement. Use the strength of your arms to press yourself up into a comfortable position. Finding a place we can seal our practice with just a single breath. Rubbing the hands together, creating your warmth, your energy, your life force. And bringing the hands into heart center, empty the lungs. Together we pull in a slow, deep, mindful inhale all the way to the top. Bring in a little bit more. One more sip. Hold it. Then let's let it go. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. May your entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. It means so much for me to have you here. I hope your body feels great. I hope your mind feels good. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And I can't wait to see you next time. Mwah. This is